What's going on, YouTube land? This is my second haul, and I'm just going to go ahead and get into the books. All these books were picked up in September of 2014. My last was August, and my next will be October. Anyway, let's just get to the books. Mighty Thor, number 300. Books from 1980, very fine, near mint. Not much to say about it. There it is in all its glory. Submariner, number 3. First appearance of Tiger Shark. This book is pretty beat up, to be quite honest. It's a VG on its best day. But great book. I'm really liking Submariner. Never thought I would. I just have always kind of shied away from him, but I ran into a few episodes, my God, a few comics in a row of the early stuff from his, because it's volume 2. He was a Journey, Tales to Astonish, and now that this is his own book, blah, blah, blah. Avengers 117, continuation of the Defenders Avengers crossover, Submariner versus Captain America. Fine plus condition. Submariner gets the best out of Cap here. It ends up in the water, so he didn't really have a chance. But nice yellow cover. Hides the ticks pretty well over here. Just solid. The West Coast Avengers, number 1. This book's in very fine near mint condition. It's cheap. I think I paid like $5 for it, which might even been more than I should have paid for it. But I have a huge run of the West Coast Avengers, so when I saw this at the shop, I just figured might as well pick it up. I hate to be the you never know guy, because I don't really pay that much attention to what movie's coming out and speculations. It's just too tiresome. I'm just going to read the comics. If I like it, I buy it. If it's worth something when I die, so be it. If it's not, I enjoyed it. Adventure Comics, number 425. Picked this up at a antique mall. Guy had some comic books. It's got a little piece missing right here. Just a tiny fleck gone. Overall, I just bought it for the cover and the fact that I was surprised that there were actually comic books there, and I'd say fine minus because of that. That's the only thing that I'm questioning as far as its condition. Avengers number 35. This book is VG plus, maybe VG fine. Second appearance of the Living Laser. This is pretty much just like a represent book, as well as the X-Men that I showed in the last video. I always liked the Avengers in the 90s when I was collecting in high school, and I'm not really picking up a lot of their books right now, so if I get to them and they're just out of my league, at least I have one from that Silver Age era. X-Men 184. This is the first appearance of Forge. This book's in fine plus condition. I definitely want to upgrade this one. Forge is one of my favorite X-Men, but I saw this in a like a $1 bin. It might have been more than that. I think it was. Hold on. Oh shit! I paid $4 for that book, so it was there, and I was looking for it. It was on my list, so I went ahead and picked it up. I just got out of whack. Sorry about that. I don't have the best setup here. No. Alright, there we go. Submariner number 4. This book is very solid. White pages, great all around, very fine near mint. Does have the date stamp right there by the hand, but man, other than that, it's really solid. One little touch up here at the corner, but Absolutely very fine near mint condition. This is a fine minus book that I overpaid for because, once again, I found myself at a place that had comic books and I was surprised to see it, and I went ahead and picked it up. Paid like $5 for this, and I'd say this book's fine on a good day, fine minus in all honesty. But it's the origin of a Cyborg. There's 4 parts to the series. I could have bought all 4, but I went ahead and just bought this one because I'm not really a big DC guy. I do have some DC in my collection, but I've always been a Marvel baby. So that's where most of my books, most of my money goes is to Marvel. And maybe that'll change someday, but for now, not so much. This was $5. It's in fine condition. Another DC book. Return of the New Gods, #1. Number 13. Let me back up. First issue special, number 13. The whole series is first issues. I think it's a really cool series. But $5. It was there. I was there. It made sense. Picked it up. What are you? Daredevil, number 43. Book's fine, very fine. Basically, Daredevil's exposed to some radiation, goes loopy, and gets in a big knockdown drag out with Captain America. Pretty good issue. I don't have a lot of older Daredevil, but he's somebody I'm interested in. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why I don't have a lot of Daredevil. I just don't right now. Probably just because I've just been back for 3 months into collecting. Oh, I bet this is fine. Very fine. Very fine condition, number 276. Part of a storyline. Cool cover. Number 274, the death of Balder the Brave. I think it's a fine plus. This book was $2. It's in fine condition. It's number 264. I like this cover, and one of the reasons I picked this up instead of the others is a couple things. It's a direct edition, so I think that's rare in that time period. Like I said, it's like fine condition. But these little wingies he's got on his head, I don't have a lot of issues of a Thor where he's not, when Loki's on the cover, he doesn't have his horns. It just caught my eye, and it was cheap, so I picked it up. This book is in fine condition. Loki and Firelord on the cover. It's always a winner for me. 225. The first Firelord. Love this book. Big Firelord fan. Unfortunately, eBay purchase. They said fine, very fine. And to me, it's like fine minus. It's definitely something I'm going to upgrade at some point. Number 173, fine condition. Ulick, Thor team up book. This book's in a VG fine, of course. It's supposed to be the second coming of the good Lord Jesus, but when I got it and took it out of the plastic, it had been in the same plastic sleeve for so long, the front cover kind of rippled with the actual cover in the form. So I think it's VG fine, really, in this condition. It was a great read. That's one I just ate and didn't contact the guy, but wasn't that expensive. This is Thor. Let me pull some of these books out. Number 153. I love red covers. I don't know why. I just think red covers are popping. I love them. Anyway, this book was actually a CGC graded book that I popped, and it is in a very fine minus condition, and I paid $42 for it. So I don't know if that's right on the money, if I paid too much, whatever, but it was available on eBay, and I was awake and I had the money, so there you go. It wasn't really all that hard to pull it out of the CGC cover. It was easier than I thought it was going to be. This book's in VG fine condition. Got it at a nice price at a shop over in Fremont, Ohio. I think it's called Rupp's. It's a weird building. You'd never think anything was in there. It looks like an old abandoned warehouse, and you walk in, and it's like comic book heaven, with just statues and original art and everything that makes a comic shop a comic shop. Anyway, like I said, the guy there's pretty fair with his pricing, and I picked this up. I like it because the 12-cent price tags over here versus like in the standard. I think it's it's a cool era of books. Thor number 219, fine condition. Number 218, fine condition. This is Strange Adventures number 203. It's got writing on the splash page. Overall, I think it's like a VG Plus book. The stories were horrible, but it says 12 cents right there, so if the price is right, I'm going to pick it up in a lot of cases, regardless of what it is. Speaking of which, of picking things up just because they're there, and it doesn't really interest me all that much. Skull the Slayer, it's a number 1, so I just went for it, but not really a huge fan of prehistoric stuff. Like, Turok doesn't do anything for me. This guy doesn't do anything for me. Was it Khazar or Kamandi or whatever? None of those. Khazar's not really. I don't know. Regardless, I'm not crazy about it. Haven't actually even read that book, and I have no interest to ever read that book. So enough of that. Now, that being said, this is prehistoric, but I love this book. It's fine plus, fine, very fine, somewhere in there. But the reason I love this book is because it's Joe Kubert on the cover, and his artwork is just absolutely phenomenal. And Thor was his baby. He brought him back, I think, 5 different times. But I saw this, and anything he touches cover-wise, I want a piece of it. That being said, I way overpaid for this. I paid like $4 for this. This book's VG minus. Maybe even good, very good. Staples are tight. Pages are off-white, but it's been beat up pretty good. It's got some writing up here and just a lot going on. But the colors and the content, once again, it's a caveman deal, but just the colors and the artwork in general is amazing. Joe Kubert was a master. Him and Stan, he never worked with Stan Lee once. I wish they would have got together, especially in the early, Silver Age era, or middle. To me, like, Silver Age is like the 60s, late 60s, somewhere in there. Thor number 247, fine, very fine. Fire Lord. Number 200, this book is in a very fine condition. Loki on the front, nice red cover. For a while there, they were doing these like windows, inside the primary color, and I thought that was a really good look for them. Doctor Strange, number 3, Dormammu on the cover, and that's pretty much the reason I bought it. Not a huge Doctor Strange fan. I've read some stuff that I've really enjoyed, but like I said, it's just more or less because he's on the cover, and I don't know. I like it. The last 2 comics I'll show you. Spider-Man and Captain Britain, Marvel Team Up, number 65 and 66. This is the first U.S. appearance of Captain Britain, and also the first arcade. This completes the story. Really great storyline. Glad to have them. I was a big Excalibur fan, like most of us. Those books are worthless, but Captain Britain is pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. comment, subscribe, like, and I will see you next time.